Why Britain stopped hiring its own young people.
Welcome to Fix Britain. No politics, no lies, no propaganda, just logic and common sense for you.
You know that silence, that kind that lives upstairs. Your son is home, has been home for months, gets up, make coffee, goes back to his room. Because you know he is not lazy. He sent over 100 applications, rewrote his CV 4 times, applied for warehouse work, shop work, bar work, nothing come back. Then he sees another headline. Employers say young people don't want to work. And you look across the room at your son, filling out the application number 103, and wonder who exactly they are talking about. Let's call him Jack, because there are hundreds of thousands of Jacks in Britain right now. When we were growing up, Britain made a clear promise. Work hard, get your qualifications, follow the rules, and the door will open. Jack was told the same thing. Then he walked up the door and found it locked from the inside. Not because he failed, because the rules changed while he was following them. Here is what Jack and most parents don't know. Most of those applications never reached a human being at all. Applicants tracking system software, not a person. Scans every applications for keywords, filter for credentials, eliminate candidates before any human reads a single line. In 2024, one entry-level position received on average over 500 applications. The software keeps a handful. The rest never existed. Jack was not rejected. He was deleted. But here's the part that makes no sense. The advert says entry level, no experience required. And then, smaller, 2 years experience preferred. Employers want experience. Young people need a job to gain experience, but they cannot get a job without experience. 30 years ago, a foreman might have looked at Jack and said, "You don't know much yet. Come back Monday." Today, nobody opens the door. Between 2010 and 2024, apprenticeships started by under 20s fell by over 40%. Britain once had a structured answer to this question. It dismantled that answer and called the gap a skills crisis. Over 870,000 young people in Britain today are not in employment, education, or training. A year out of work at 20 reduce lifetime earning by around 8%. Not this year's earning, a lifetime. Research published in the Lancet links prolonged youth unemployment to significantly elevated rates of anxiety, depression, and long-term withdrawal. This is not a young man choosing to fail. This is a young man being taught week by week by the silence of his inbox that the world has no use for him. In 2004, I watched a labor market collapse in Poland. 2 million people left, not because they were lazy, because the opportunity disappeared. Britain once looked very different from that. That is one reason. I came here. Britain spends billions every year on the consequences of youth disengagement, benefits, mental health services, lost tax revenue. A first job costs far less than repairing a life afterwards. Yet somehow we choose the experience options. Today's Jack becomes tomorrow's missing worker, missing taxpayer, missing homeowner, missing father. This is not a story about young people who gave up. Jack sent 120 applications. This is a story about a system that automated rejection, inexperience, too costly to bother with. Britain does not have a work ethic problem among its young people. It has a system that moved the starting line and still expects everyone to reach it. I asked earlier, what happens to Jack when he stops believing effort leads anywhere? He gets pulled by people who are very good at finding young men who believe nobody wants them. And that story is even darker than this one. Thank you for your attention.